lying comfortably on the floor, just giving your weight to the floor, feeling the impressions that your body makes, and just doing a check-in, comparing any differences between how you sense the back of your right and left shoulders, similarities and differences. How you sense the back of the ribs on the right and the left. How your lower back arches away from the floor, and does it arch away evenly on both sides? Are you symmetrical? And if you're not symmetrical, does that mean there's something wrong with you? Just notice the mind's tendency to somehow want to judge and make it wrong when everything is perfect just as it is. And sensing the weight of your hips and buttocks on the floor. Again, noticing any unique asymmetries that your body is experiencing in this moment. And then please bend your knees up one at a time. And find a placement for your feet so they're neither too close nor too far from your hips. The knees don't want to collapse inward or fall outward, but they just feel balanced over the feet. And gently begin the exploration of pressing through your feet so that your pelvis just responds by rolling backward. So your lower back comes closer to the floor, and releasing your feet so your back curves. And doing that several times, each time a little more softly, a little more gently, just letting your body let go and surrender and respond to the movements. And while you're doing this movement, imagine that you're lying on a clock dial. And each time you press your feet and your pelvis rolls, it's as if you're rolling that part of your pelvis called the sacrum up to 12 o'clock. And as you release your feet, you let your pelvis roll to neutral and then even down a little further towards the tailbone, as though you're rolling down to 6 o'clock. And you're just imagining taking the pelvis, this gentle pressure up and down between 12 and 6. And again, noticing, is your line perfectly straight? Or do you curve a little to the right or a little to the left? Just getting in touch with your own unique asymmetries that are natural for you today in this moment. As you're rolling, just notice what else is happening in your spine, your ribs, up through your neck and head, letting yourself get softer and softer with the movements. And then just pause for a moment. Listen in, making sure you're not doing too much, that you're allowing a slow, gentle, thoughtful way of movement so that you're really listening to the needs of your body, not pushing or straining or causing harm. And then continuing with the image of the clock dial, imagine that the 3 of the clock is somewhere under your right hip, and the 9 is under your left hip. And find a way to press through your feet to roll your pelvis right and left, side to side from 3 to 9. Allow your knees to stay relatively pointed towards the ceiling, if you can. And again, maybe it's really easy to find your way to one side, maybe the 3, but the things aren't quite as coordinated when you're going to the other side, maybe the 9. Just notice again what comes really easy and where do you have a little more effort, a little stuckness, just a little resistance showing up that you're learning how to be gentle with and explore and be curious about. It's nothing that needs to be fixed. We're just bringing our awareness to it, just shining the light on the moment. And as you go from side to side, noticing also, expanding your awareness to what's happening in the trunk, your ribs and your spine. The pressure is changing underneath the shoulder blades. And again, just let yourself pause in the middle. You can let your legs down long, if that's comfortable for you. And sometimes as we roll on our pelvis and sacrum this way, it can get a little sore. You might need more padding, or you can take a break on your side. No need to suffer. We learned that so well as children in school. We were uncomfortable and we wanted to wiggle and move. Our teachers wanted us to sit still, or maybe our parents at the dinner table. So we come here and we learn again how to respond and listen to the needs of our bodies. And come back onto your backs and bend your knees up, please. So with the 3 beneath the right hip, the 9 beneath the left hip, roll your pelvis up to touch the 12 o'clock and just begin to explore that upper right quarter from 12 to 1, 2, and 3, and back to 12 again. Just a few times, back and forth. And just noticing whether it's a smooth transition through each number in that upper right quarter of the clock, or if there's places where it's a little rough or maybe even unattainable. And so let the natural shape of your clock emerge. It may not be perfectly round. And then as next time you go down to 3, extend it down to 4 and back up to 12. And do that a couple times. Very lightly, very gently. And then extending it down to 5 and back up from 4, 3, 2, 1, and 12. Till eventually you go all the way down to 6, back up around to 12, staying on the right side. Noticing if you're tensing anywhere in your shoulders or back, your neck or jaw. Just letting everything soften, become pliable. And then next time you go down to 6, go straight up through the middle to 12. Back around all of the numbers to 6. And then from when you get to 6, right back up to 12. And do that a couple times and then just rest again. And then go ahead and roll down to 6 and come up on the right through 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and straight back down from 12 to 6 again. Going that counterclockwise direction on just this right side of the clock. And then maybe go one way clockwise, just on the right side, and then reverse it and go counterclockwise. And just notice which direction is the softest and the easiest for your body on this right side. Going clockwise from 12 down to 6, through each of the numbers and back up. And then just go ahead and let yourselves rest. Again, if you need to take any pressure off the back of your pelvis, listening, caring for. And as you lie here, just notice now any differences that you might feel from the right side to the left side. Maybe more notable the back of the pelvis, but what about the low back? How does that little arch in the low back feel on the right and on the left? Or what about the pressure behind your shoulder blades on the right and the left? The weight of your legs, the right and the left. And bend your knees up again. And this time let's explore the left side of the clock, going from 12 counterclockwise, down from 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and then staying on the left, coming all the way back through each of the numbers, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And you might, as you go on this left side, just stay with a couple numbers. What's it like to just go between 9, 8, 7, 7, 8, 9 a few times? Noticing that you're breathing, you're not focusing and holding your breath so much as to create resistance. Or maybe, what's it like to go 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8? Just kind of getting playful with little arcs on this left side of the circle. Maybe there's quadrants of the circle that are really feel almost familiar, easy, light. And there's areas that just aren't so smooth. And can you be with that not smoothness and still be light and easy, gentle with yourself, gentle with your movements? And then a few times go around the left side of your circle down to 6 and straight up to 12. Counterclockwise again through 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and up to 12 again. And a few times clockwise, going from 12 straight down to 6 and up through each of the numbers on the left. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and down to 6. And expanding your attention to your feet, the pressure of your feet, how you use your legs, what happens in your trunk and your ribs, your neck and your jaw. And then just let it go, take a rest. And again, if you need to take pressure off the back of your sacrum. Just feeling your breathing. Feeling the sense of your pelvis and your back and your ribs. And then again, bend your knees up, please. And just begin to gently, easily let yourself explore the whole circle clockwise. Going to the left, through each of the numbers, or noticing which numbers you don't go through easily or fully. Discovering your own unique shape of your clock as you roll your pelvis around and around, making each circle new, feeling something new in your body somewhere. Maybe it's your feet, the heels, or the balls of the feet. Maybe it's the motion of the knees as they follow the pressure created by your feet. Maybe it's up in your shoulder blades or between your shoulder blades, your neck and your head, and how they softly respond to these circles, the clock in your pelvis. And then reverse directions. So this pelvic clock that we do is kind of a classic Feldenkrais lesson. It's been taken into different Pilates and yoga and exercises as an image that can be really useful to kind of understand three-dimensional movement. And you can explore so many variations in these numbers and these movements and the three-dimensionality of the connection from our feet through our legs into our hips and pelvis, how our spine responds, how we soften in our chest and our ribs, and our neck, keeping our jaw soft, our breath full and present, doing unique movements while keeping our whole selves available. And then just let yourselves rest. Did we go counterclockwise? Yeah. Just notice the imprint that you make as you lie here now. The backs of your shoulders and shoulder blades, your lower ribs, the fullness of your breath. the weight of your pelvis on the right and on the left, and each of your legs. And gently find your way rolling onto your side and coming up to standing, and really taking some time to stand and walk and just let the influences of the lesson permeate your brain, your mind, your movements, and enjoy. Thank you.